All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Love Tips and Velvet Lips. I am your host, Marla Renee Stewart, here live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Instagram, here to answer any love, intimacy questions that you might have. See what's been happening for you over the weekend, what's been going on in your world, and just, hanging out. So, before we get started, as you know, you can always submit questions to me anonymously by going to, you can put them in the comments, but of course you can submit them anonymously to me by going to qrco.de/lovetipsama. Okay. So please make sure you have your questions. I'm super excited today because we have a guest. Hey, Jasmine, good to see you here. And I'm so excited, yes, to bring them on. But before we do that, I did want to talk about quickly what is going on this week. I hope you are getting ready to celebrate the new year. I am like running into 2025, just super excited about like all to come, all the things that I have planned and want to execute, things that have been in the making for quite a long time. I'm just, super excited about making sure that they happen this year. So, but this week is all about affirmations and giving thanks and really understanding who we are as people and what has been going on for us over, 2024. And I just want to start. So in the comments, please feel free to put down like what has felt good for you for 2024. What are you thankful for? What are you thankful for? Because I know I'm thankful for, I had a assistant at the beginning of the year, but then I had to transition to a new assistant, and now I got some new mentees that are coming for 2025. So I'm just super excited about just like all the different possibilities, but really thankful about the experiences that I had really with the interviewing people for my podcast and just really taking different steps in my business. So just to let you all know, if you haven't downloaded your free erotic activity bucket list or your arts and science of seduction class, please make sure you check that out. I have some classes coming up for January that will be put up soon. So please make sure you get on my email list to do that. What are you thankful for? So if you want to drop those in the comments, I will put that question in the comments. What are you thankful for this year? What are you thankful for this year, 2024? All right, y'all. Without further ado, we are bringing on our guest. So, Andrea, how are you?
Peace. Hey, I'm great. I'm awesome. I love a good Monday.
I love a good Monday. Awesome. Good stuff. Sure. So tell me more tell the people about who you are and why you're here.
Yes. Okay. So I am a full spectrum doula. So I support with families and friends, mostly Black and Brown folks, through birth, pleasure, death, and pregnancy and infant loss. And I'm here in the Midwest for now, but I'm actually planning on moving to Be More in February. So
Okay.
I'm also a Reiki practitioner as well. So I'm really excited about Sex Down South being about the theme being spirituality. So yeah, I love to just support, as a Scorpio stellium, I love to support birth and pleasure and sex and like all the yummy things, just transitions through life. So that's me.
Gotcha. So you're like a birth doula and a death doula and sort of all one and the same, just the doula of life doula.
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Nice. And so,
Nice.
yeah, so our theme this year is spiritual awakening. And so, when thinking about this theme, it was sort of a theme in the making. We really were fangirling over La Murad and his particular work in the
Mm.
community in Atlanta and beyond. And, we have a lot of, and our first conference was around spirituality. We really
Mm.
focused on sexuality and spirituality, especially, being in the South. We really wanted to focus on that. So, are you planning on submitting to the conference or getting a presentation in or doing
I
some
think
kind of work?
so. Yeah, can
Mhm,
talk about Reiki
mhm.
energy or healing. That would be really cool.
Or be in the part of the healing space?
That would be perfect. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So, tell me more about like, so you're in the Midwest, and when are you moving to Baltimore?
February 1st.
February 1st. Oh, okay.
So,
So you're gonna be going super soon.
oh
Oh, what
yeah.
made you want to do that move?
It feels like home to
Mm,
me in Baltimore. I've visited a few times. I've been attracting a lot of relationships, a lot of friendships, a lot of love interests, different communities, the spiritual community, the BDSM community. So, folks from all kinds of communities. So, I really
nice.
feel like it's home. It's my new
Mm,
home. So, I'm ready.
wow, nice. And so I would love to hear more. What's the name of your business?
It's called Wound Care Woman.
Okay, Woman Care
Oh,
Woman.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
LLC.
put it in the chat and
Okay,
put your website in the chat so people can go to your
perfect.
so Womb Care Wellness.
A wound care woman.
Oh, Womb Care Woman. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
you're
Womb Care
fine.
Woman. Okay. So, as thinking about womb care in particular, and I know, Mina, I know you're talking about sort of ushering people in sort of life and death and womb care. I was really kind of introduced more into womb care this year with I'm not sure if you know Monica Monk of Twisted Intimacy,
Oh
but
no.
sort of talked about seed cycling. Have you ever heard of
Hmm.
seed cycling?
I have a lot of my doula friends who are fertility doulas. They're really well aware of that, and they're teaching me. I'm like, ooh, so it's
Nice.
exciting.
Okay. And, like, you said they're teaching you around the wound
Hmm.
care stuff, yeah. So, like, let the people know what would you, tell us more, like, give us more details about sort of what you do and how you
Okay,
help people on their journey.
sure. Okay, so I have a lot of really cool consultations with folks who are looking to get pregnant or who are already pregnant and seeking childbirth education, or they're seeking resources, they're seeking someone in the labor and delivery room, or they're seeking like postpartum support as well. That's one part of what I do, just in the delivery room, and also childbirth education through prenatal visits that I kind of create individually depending on their needs. And that's the birthing aspect, which is pretty cool and sacred. As far as like pregnancy and infant loss, I actually support folks in the hospitals as they're birthing, or educate them on different types of losses, like miscarriage or abortions or stillbirths. And I just support them emotionally and in the hospital if they choose to birth their loss, their baby. As far as pleasure is concerned, I really enjoy supporting folks and teaching them about pleasure mapping. I'm really inspired by Delisha and Rafaela of Afrosexology. I'm really excited that they're from St. Louis too, and we've had like close relationships. They've really supported me in just learning more about pleasure, especially I call myself a celibate hoe. So as a celibate hoe, like having access to pleasure. So I'm here for supporting folks who are seeking pleasure outside of sex, maybe sensuality through their senses of touch and taste and smell. I love like doing consultations with them. I also love like teaching them about pleasure mapping, having pleasure challenges, like solo pleasure, community pleasure too. So that's that part. And then also as a death doula, I'm here for the facilitating grief circles. I've done that a few times, helping with funeral arrangements, and just basically emotional support. So I love to do, I don't know, I feel like I have a lot of capacity and a lot of energy to like support all those things at one time. And I have at different times, like I comment, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Latoya just says, "Hello there, pleasure beauties. Love seeing you both together." So I just wanted
Yes.
to lift that up. Thank you, Latoya. Um, and so one of the things that you touched on just around sort of the uh, pleasure piece, that is my bread and butter. That's the thing that I'm like, where do we find joy? Because there's a lot of sadness in the world. There's a lot of things going on in the world that can
Mm-hmm.
make us, not tap into that pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we're thinking about sort of being ushering pleasure into the conversation, what are some things that what is some of the advice that you give to your clients when it comes to pleasure? What kind of problems are they experiencing, and then how do you transition them to pleasure?
Yeah. Well, I've noticed, just like me, a lot of people grew up not really understanding pleasure, especially Black women, femmes, like really not believing they deserve pleasure, having to earn it. Um, and kind of their minds always going to the sex and not thinking about sensual pleasure or sensuality, things that can really activate the senses. um, I've noticed that, also a lot of trauma around the sex too, or pleasure, and I can definitely relate to that. So I have a really cool pleasure intake form or a questionnaire that I look at that folks fill out. And we try to figure out just different steps, creating a pleasure altar, maybe. I've recommended that. And I've made one myself. That's from like Pleasure Activism by Adrienne Marie Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I've also like invited them to create their erotic care plan. That's from Afrosexology. Like really talk about what turns you on sexually and sensually, through all of your senses. And then what turns you off too. That's really important to know.
Mm-hmm. Oh
And then
yeah.
also action steps too, like what you can do to kind of um, to really activate that, and doing 3 things every day. As far as pleasure too, I've encouraged folks to create a spiritual hygiene plan. So, like I actually, once I get off this call, I'll be doing like just pleasurable things, sometimes eating, hydrating, um, maybe even sexting, like just different things that really like bring pleasure and also are kind of deeply spiritual, like creating my altar or like rearranging my pleasure altar too. So I'm really big on like offering just different tips to help clients, even my friends, child. Every week I ask my like communities like a Freaky Friday question, and I learned so much about everybody and myself too. So
Nice.
it's been pretty fun.
What's the last question you asked around the Freaky Friday?
Let's see. I asked, have you ever faked an orgasm? It was like
Mm.
kind of, it's kind of, and like people are just telling me their stories and I'm telling my stories. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was really fun. The one before then was like, what's on your sensual or sexual or pleasurable bucket list, which is
Mm-hmm.
pretty, I know you have the erotic bucket list too. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so I really enjoy like just engaging with my friends and clients and community, like just really thinking about pleasure at least once a week. So it's been cool.
Nice, nice. I love that. That's why I said these are great tips, Andrea. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, and I was thinking about sort of pleasure mapping for those people who like don't know what pleasure mapping
Mhm.
is. Like, what is pleasure mapping?
Yeah. Sometimes it's called body mapping. Pleasure mapping is like this really intentional way of feeling good in your body. So you're going to focus on 4 aspects. You're going to focus when you're doing it solo and with other yummy folks. You're going to focus on the direction in which you're touching your body. So left and right, up and down. You're going to be thinking about the temperature. So warmth. I don't know a soul that likes cold hands or cold things on them like that, but it's okay. I'm
When
not
you're
going to
really
yuck
hot,
nobody's
I know
yum.
I like cold hands if I'm really
Oh,
hot.
okay.
Hmm.
That's awesome sauce. You're thinking also about directions too. I think, wait, directions, you're thinking about warmth, you're thinking about speed. I like medium. Do you like it slowly? Do you like, and then also intensity? So hard, do you like rough? Do you like it soft? Like really thinking about touching your body with objects too, like kind of making impact, or really thinking when you're doing solo, you're using your hands or your elbows, whatever, however you have access to. And I really, and what else? You're really thinking about making note too, about what really brings you pleasure. And you're exploring your things that you've never um, invited in. Maybe you're thinking, maybe you like it soft, but then you're like, let me try it hard. Like maybe I like it. Maybe I want the palms on my body. Maybe I want the fingertips. Maybe I like it feathery. Like it's just kind of an open practice where you are really thinking about um, just what feels good to you, and you're just practicing it. That's solo, and you can practice with other folks too,
Is
with
this something like you should
objects,
plan
all the
for? Like,
things.
say if you're doing saying if you're doing it solo, right? Like,
Hmm.
is it something like, should I, lay out all my toys? Should I
Hmm.
write down all the things I want to do? Like, how, is this something, or is it just something like, oh, I should pleasure map right now, or I should
Hmm.
think about like my body in this particular moment?
I think that folks, it would be kind of cool to set a timer. You can bring your toys or not, choose not to bring your toys. Um, it's something, it'd be kind of cool. It's special to like create like maybe even a solo date around it, like a special time, but you don't have to. If it's in your mind and it pops up, you can flow with that too. Um, yeah, it doesn't
What's the
matter per
timer
se.
for?
Bring your toys, don't bring your toys. Scheduling it would be kind of sexy too, I think personally. It's like
Hmm.
this is my pleasure mapping time, so I like it.
What's the timer for? You mentioned the timer.
Yeah, like okay, I'm gonna pleasure map for 5 minutes.
Ah,
Set a
gotcha.
timer. I'm gonna
So be more
explore my neck.
intentional around your time. Gotcha.
Hmm. Because it doesn't take very long to like pleasure map, so just setting a timer. I'm gonna explore my neck in 5 minutes. Let's see what sensations I love, you know?
Yeah, I love that. We did for Clip Fest, we did a vulva mapping.
Ooh.
And it was really kind of cool. We had a facilitator, Kasia, who led us, through the practice, and it was so phenomenal, and people got so much out of it. And I know pleasure mapping is for all over the body,
Mhm.
and so just when thinking about like, you're talking about like sort of spend 5 minutes on the neck, and I think that's great advice, especially when we're in such busy times and we want to be
Mhm.
like, we're trying to get up and move and do all the things. But I really loved the vulva mapping, and we did that for an hour. You know what I
Ay,
mean?
ay,
So it
ay.
was really kind of cool just to kind of take the time to just be like, hey, we're going to use the whole entire hour on
Mm.
our vulvas.
I know
And it
that's
was
right.
it was beautiful. So
Mm.
yeah, if you haven't if folks out there haven't done pleasure mapping or even vulva mapping or genital mapping, it's really kind of an amazing experience. So I
Mm.
highly encourage that.
I'm gonna write that down.
So yeah.
I am. I'm gonna make note in my
so
notes.
what are you thankful for 2024? It's our last show of the year.
Mhm.
So what have you been doing over 2024, and
Oh my
what kind of
goodness.
affirmations did you have for 2024, and have they come into fruition for you?
That's a great point. I tend to not do intentions during the first
Mm.
of the year because I know I'm gonna fail them. I know that I'm gonna fall off.
You're like, I know myself.
So I think this year, the year the eight, they said it was very challenging for me. It was very, very hard. But I'm thankful for the hard lessons this year because it's spurred me to kind of push forward. Um, I'm just really grateful to be in my body, and I'm grateful to be able to just support other people. Because yeah, it's been really, really hard, very, very hard, and um, I think I'm just grateful to be here and just breathing during this time too. I've had so much loss, and
Mm.
yeah, it's been very challenging in all aspects of my life. So I'm just grateful to be here. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. And so I'm grateful that you're here as well. And thank
Yes.
you for sharing, who you are. And I would love to know what's happening for you for 2025. Like what kind of offers, I mean, in addition to your offers that you have, do you have any
Mhm.
other additional offers that you're offering for 2025?
Mhm. I'll be in B more. Offering Reiki packages and prices, and just supporting Black folks mostly through Reiki. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna be gardening. I'm gonna be going to markets. I'm gonna like live out. I guess 2025 is known as like the year of the nine, so it's like a rebirth for a lot of Scorpions, I guess, and a lot of people. I guess it's gonna be really amazing, but mostly offering Reiki stuff, Reiki healing, Reiki consultations, Reiki packages, like really supporting Black and Brown folks on our healing journey. So I'm excited about that.
Nice. That's awesome. Good stuff. And yeah. Oh, is there anything we missed or anything you'd like to add or anything you'd
Mhm.
want to mention here?
I'm just grateful for this opportunity, honestly. I'm so grateful. And I'm excited about Sex Down South this year. I'm so ecstatic to see old friends, meet new friends. It's gonna be a hell of a year, but hopefully kinder than this year than this year. So I'm grateful.
Yes. Yes, it's going to be a great year. We're back at our old hotel, the
Yes.
Cortland Grand. So we are working out all of these key logistics now because we've expanded so much, so we really want to be able to
Mm,
make sure, everybody's having a good time.
for sure.
Um, Somebody else mentioned in the comments on Instagram just saying good morning and totally thankful for the growth in my employment. So thank you, Miss
That's
Rocket.
right.
And Giorgio says, I think they wanted to know maybe what was pleasure mapping, but I think they got it now. So
Okay.
if you didn't catch what we were talking about earlier, you can always feel free to go back to this recording and get the latest and greatest on that. So yeah, do you want to tell people like what is your Instagram handle? Like what is their
Yes.
yeah, where can people find you besides your website?
They can find me on my Pleasure Doula IG, so at Central Suite Coaching. If they're looking for like birth support, doula support, they can find me on my Full Spectrum Doula IG, which is at wombcarewoman.com. Woman is spelled WOMXN. They can also, let's see, email me at andrea@wombcarewoman.com. If they have any questions, they have comments, or like just shoot the shit, I guess. We can talk. Yeah. So
All right. And I'm just adding that on Instagram just to make sure I just said follow you on IG and connect with you in Baltimore when you get there for
yep,
sure. Are you looking for people to do collaborations?
always, yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
And any I guess any like really cool resources, I'm always looking for that So I'm really grateful for the support I've had thus far with friends and associates out in Ybor. So I'm always looking for more.
Awesome. All right, y'all. So if you're looking for doulas, Reiki, someone to connect with, collaborate with for 2025, Andrea is your person to go to.
Yes.
Make sure you follow her at Sensual Sweet Coaching on Instagram. Please check out her website at wombcarewoman.com. That's woman spelled WOMXN. So those folks who I'm guessing non-binary who also identify as women.
Yep.
And thank you so much, Andrea, for joining me.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Awesome. All right, y'all. Well, bye. All right, y'all. That was amazing. Thank you so much for Andrea for coming out, talking about her business and what she does. Please feel free, if you are a person who is watching this and you would like to talk about your business, you can always come over here and talk to the people to let them know about what is going on. So thank you all for joining us. Please make sure you follow Andrea and have a great week. Just remember, hopefully you are reflecting on your affirmations this past year, seeing what you accomplished, what you are thankful for 2024, and what your intentions are going into 2025. And as Andrea noted, Scorpio season, there's a lot of change coming for the Scorpios and Scorpio rising. So make sure you think about those things as you move into 2025. I know I'm excited. I'm a Scorpio rising, so big changes coming up. All right, y'all. You have been amazing. Please, if you I do want to mention one thing. If you are a woman in a relationship and struggling with your libido and confidence, make sure you join the DRIP program waitlist. We are starting in January, starting January 15th to be exact. You can sign up, and I'm only allowing 20 women in for this first cohort. So please make sure you sign up. The first 5 people who sign up do get a discount. So once you sign up on that wait list, you'll be able to join that. So, and also, like Andrea and I talked about, please make sure you check out Sex Down South. You can use my code MarlaSDS to get 20% off your registration at any time to go to SDS. It's amazing. If you are following it, it's SDS Con on Instagram. So please make sure you check that out as well. And I think that's about it for today. I know it was nice. And now we are, I think that's about it for today. So hope you all are doing amazing and have a wonderful week. And make sure you check my calendar just to see what's happening for the next. I hope you're on my email list so you know which classes are coming up. But check the calendar, and I think that's it. All right, y'all. I will see you all next time. Bye.